Hello everyone, this is Ariadne Rainbird, and today I'm going to be talking about a Welsh tradition, the tradition of the Marilwyd, and how it is being revived and revitalised and reinterpreted in modern times. So for those who don't know, the Marilwyd is a Welsh tradition in which a horse's skull is carried around from door to door by a person in a white shroud, followed by a troupe of singers in character costumes. This strange custom, after having almost died out by the end of the last century, is now making a recovery and rising in popularity. So what is it about this tradition, and what does it mean? The meaning of the name Marilwyd itself is open to question, and it is translated variously as Grey Mare, Holy Mare, Grey Spirit, Grey Mary, or Holy Mary. The origins of the tradition itself are also unknown and lost in the mists of time, with some believing its origins to go back to Iron Age horse worship from Roman Saturnalia festivals and the festival of Epinalia, whereas others say it comes from medieval mumming traditions or from elite society hobby horse traditions. The Marilwyd is considered variously as a remnant of paganism, a secular expression of community, and as a Christian tradition. Whilst we may never know the actual origins and original meaning of the Marilwyd tradition, the Marilwyd is perhaps something to be experienced and engaged with rather than analysed and interpreted. As with any symbol or folk tradition, the Marilwyd may have multiple layers of meaning, and it is the feelings that she invokes within us that are important and which are her power. To be near the Mari, to be part of the ghostly procession, is to engage in the mystery that she expresses. There is a magic to her which stirs and evokes feelings and perhaps primal ancestral memories. The songs and poetry associated with the Marilwyd tradition also reflect battles of bardic wit, the magic of song and poetry as performed by the ancient bards, and evokes the timeless mystery of ancient stories and ancient druid magic. The chaotic nature of the Mari reminds us of misrule, of Saturnalia festivals, when social norms are suspended or turned upside down. She is a beast or spirit of contrasts, evoking mystery, fear and joy, and reminds us that within the joy of celebration there also lurks the fear of the unknown, of death and of the otherworld, and the darkness and dangers of the long, cold winter months. A chaotic celebration during these dark months helps to relieve the anxiety that the cold winter months can bring. The festival is filled with laughter and mischief. The Mari's jaws snap at the living, sometimes snapping at people's genitals, perhaps representing a threat to fertility, as the Mari represents death, ghosts and otherworldly spirits, threatening that spring and new life will not come, and that winter and the Mari will rule forever if we do not appease her. The Marilwyd is the nightmare and queen of winter, lady of misrule, psychopomp of the spirits of the dead, who opens the gateway between life and death. We attempt to appease her with song, poetry, food and beer, in the hope that she gives us blessings, and that the light and warmth will return. But the songs and poems must be worthy of her, the food and the beer good. Yet there is a contradiction, as those whose poetry defeats that of the Mari troupe will not receive her blessings, but her curses. The songs need to be good, but to end with the Mari troupe winning, and to let them in to receive their blessings, bringing the sacred into the home. The Marilwyd ritual is an example of the sacred becoming incorporated into the secular. The Marilwyd is a symbol of Welshness, Welsh culture, bringing communities together, yet also has echoes in similar traditions around the world. To modern pagans, the Mari is an expression of the goddess, the divine feminine principle. To both pagans and those who want to assert Welsh identity or simply love folk traditions, the Marilwyd ritual is a meaningful tradition, which is adapted to make it relevant to the 21st century. As such, the tradition is changing and developing, the traditional costumes and characters now sometimes being replaced by steampunk clothing or other contemporary costume, and the door-to-door singing being replaced by pub crawls, public festivals, and joining with wassailing traditions. William Roberts, a Baptist minister in the 19th century, was not a fan of the Marilwyd tradition, considering it to be a dark pagan practice. But in his attempts to put a stop to the tradition, he actually ensured its continuation. He wrote a book in Welsh called Crefydd yr Oes Diwch, Religion of the Dark Age, in which he gave a detailed account of the Mari and 22 verses of the songs, the punco, associated with the tradition. William's intention was to describe the tradition so that his congregation would recognise its pagan evils and avoid it. But it had the opposite effect, as it preserved details of the tradition, allowing it to be revived. In my next video on this subject, I would explore the possible origins and meanings of the Marilwyd. And I will also create videos examining related traditions around Europe and the importance of horses in European mythology and pagan religions. We do not know whether or not the Mari is a direct link to the ancient pagan Celtic past, but perhaps this doesn't matter. What matters is how we make her relevant to today and the feelings she invokes within us now. Please also look out for my book, which should be coming out in August this year, 2025, which will be entitled Mystic Mares and the Marilwyd, and will cover the current resurgence of practices of the Marilwyd tradition, as well as examining related cultures and going into far more depth on the horse goddesses around Europe. If you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to my channel, and look out for future videos which I'll be making. Thank you for watching.